6 knockouts, 3 submissions, 4 decisions. Just how good is Ciryl Gane? This man is about to ruin everything. We have Alex Pereira heading up to heavyweight, packing on some pounds, going for triple champ in the UFC. Who is Ciryl Gane? Well, his nickname, Bon Gamin, translates to good kid, yet he's one of the dirtiest fighters in UFC history, who ruined the career of Tom Aspinall. So, as most of you probably know, the UFC White House card is tomorrow. I'm picking Ciryl Gane to defeat Alex Pereira. I'm disgusted with myself. But this man's plot armor has reached unfathomable levels, okay? So much so that it has become impossible to ignore, and it's time for a breakdown. Oh, you beat up a beached whale, Tai Tuivasa, in your hometown of Paris, France, the ultimate gimme fight? Say no more. Title ready. Here's John Jones. You violate our beloved Alexander Volkov by split decision. Enough said. You, sir, get to fight Tom Aspinall. Oh, and what's this? You ruin the entire event and possibly the rest of Tom Aspinall's career with eye pokes. An apocalyptic outcome if you're Tom Aspinall, right? I mean, you finally get your hands on Gane, who's been ducking you for years because he's busy making shitty little Netflix movies. 2 out of 5 stars, by the way. Just about as mid as it gets. And then you enter the fight as a giga favorite because you're Tom Aspinall and you've been destroying everyone. Then Gane pieces you up, gouges both your fucking eyes out, and then gets to fight Alex Pereira. Make it make sense, please, I'm begging you. Absolutely violated Tom Aspinall's legacy in the worst way possible. Like, even fluking him out cold would have been better because we would just, we'd cope about it for 2 weeks and then move on like we always do. But forcing Tom to leave the sport and go through eye surgery, it's impossible to like Ciryl Gane anymore. His career is stained forever with cheating, what he did to Aspinall, but the UFC do not care. He's big and popular over in France, so that's good enough for them, and they keep this filthy cheat around. So Ciryl Romain Jackie Gane, yes, that's his real name, may not look like an absolute sport killer, but trust me, he is. Allow me to introduce the patented Ciryl Gane fight style. Ball shots, back of the head bonanza, and brain-tickling eye pokes. And what really pisses me off so much is that Gane's striking is already OP enough. Like, even without excessive intentional fouls, Gane already has insanely technical kickboxing, a Giga Chad physique, cat-like reflexes, just speed-mogging the entire heavyweight division. Just not enough for this guy. He needs more. He needs to gouge people's eyes out as well. His striking is so educated and quick that everybody has had to take him down to find success. John Jones, Francis Ngannou, and that's something that a 250-pound Alex Pereira, Poatan, more like Poa Chunk, just won't be able to do, packing that dumpy around, okay? Even Tom Aspinall got low-key rage-baited into headhunting Ciryl Gane. That's how good his striking is. But all that being said, Ciryl Gane is one of the best fighters in the world right now. I know his record doesn't reflect that at all. He's gotten away with bullying just a ton of fatties through his career. And don't get me wrong, so has Tom Aspinall. Let's be real, okay? But only losing to John Jones and Francis Ngannou is insanely underrated. So, that's a bit of lore, a quick recap of Ciryl Gane. But I think his style is kind of a nightmare for Alex Pereira this weekend, so it's time to find out how good he really is. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share for more breakdowns. And let's get real with Bon Gamin. Ciryl Gane, a fleet-footed, agility-based heavyweight with a dirty bag of tricks. Striking accuracy is 62%. Strikes landed per minute is 5.2. Both of these stats for a heavyweight are crazy. Ciryl Gane is hyper-accurate with all his punches. His kicks are super slept on. He's quite unorthodox, too, in moments, but this volume of 5.2 strikes per minute is absolutely wild for a heavyweight. Strikes absorbed per minute is 2.3. Bon Gaming has people whiffing at air half the time. Seriously, I know we all like to hate Ciryl Gane, but for a striker 2.3 strikes absorbed per minute is pretty unbelievable. We usually see that number attached to like a super dominant grappler because they take their opponent down and ride them out on the ground the whole time, but Gane is an evasive and crafty heavyweight. Seriously underrated. A takedown average of 0.6, a submission average of 0.6. Gane is sort of role-playing in the grappling. He manifested a heel hook in his debut, which was pretty crazy. I don't put a ton of stock into his submission ability, but he is a big, strong dude. Will probably try to take down Pereira if he has half a brain, but the grappling is sort of a means to an end. Takedown accuracy of 25%. Like, why bother, right? I mean, you might as well try it on Pereira. Like, I'm tired of people not shooting on Pereira. We've done this for years now. The risk you run pure striking is nightmarish, like the consequences of getting caught by Pereira, so give yourself a chance. At least that way you can go to sleep at night knowing you at least tried to take Pereira down. Instead of like delusion maxing and being like, oh, I'm a better striker than Pereira, I got this with my 4-ounce gloves, and then you get nuked into oblivion. So you might as well try it, even if it does burn a bit of your energy. Strike defense, 61%, amazing. Takedown defense, 47%, fairly solid. The only people that have really taken Gane down have been like Jon Jones, and then Ngannou actually had underrated wrestling. Gane avoids the takedown with lateral movement more than he does like an effective wrestling sprawl. Knockdown average of 0.2. Quite pitiful for a heavyweight. It's no doubt that Gane packs serious power. I don't doubt it, but he's almost too reserved and disciplined to like really let it go. I like to think he prefers to like masterclass people instead of going for finishes, because when he goes for finishes, his hands are low, his chin is up, it's not the greatest, and an average fight time of 13 minutes, 30 seconds. His strengths are sharpshooter, peak physique, and very tricky. Ciryl wins by gouging your eyes out. Kidding, of course. He wins by being a moving target, abusing his long reach, 81 inches, abusing his speed, his kickboxing skill. He's an absolute physical freak with great cardio to go with it. We've seen Gane go 5 rounds no problem, which is quite honestly terrifying. I know Jones had a lot of like submission ability and wrestling to go to bail him out of the striking with Gane, but Pereira doesn't have that. I like to think of Gane as a tricky customer where you never quite know what he's going to do. Could go to the clinch, could try and shoot a takedown. We just never know with him. His weaknesses: the choke gene, risky style, and phantom grappling. Ciryl loses by blundering, in all honesty. Like, I think the fight IQ is actually a little suspect to where he's physically gifted beyond belief, but his like fight IQ hasn't quite caught up yet. Like in both the Francis Ngannou fight and Jon Jones, just the manner in which he self-destructed was just fucking unbelievable. You put Gane in the Apex or like a fight night and he's absolutely going to cook, but title fight, man's bound to fumble his whole career, all right? Also, his hands are low. I know it's to like bait the opponent in, like bait in the inferior striker so like he can piece them the fuck up, but it still makes me nervous. Like in 4-ounce gloves, this ain't kickboxing. You can't hide behind big pillows, and his phantom grappling, watch him like give up his back to Pereira and like get submitted. Like his best performance was against Tom Aspinall. I think what Gane did was genuinely disgusting, and in a perfect MMA world, you should be cut from the promotion for that, 100%, but that's not how the UFC works. They are a monopoly, they are a business, okay? Gane is a big star in France, so he's going nowhere. But he looked amazing in the early rounds. He dealt with the aggression of Tom so well. His jab was so quick, it was able to intercept Tom and bloody his nose pretty badly. And Tom's been so friggin' dominant that, like, we have to rate this hella highly. Like, no one's been able to offer any resistance to Tom Aspinall. So Ciryl Gane's other performances have been total shutouts, but I just don't rate the competition. Like, heavyweight sucks. Even Tom Aspinall's early career, his early record, it all sucks. But Ciryl Gane was able to make Tom Aspinall look human at the end of the day, and I'll never forget that. Most fun was his slobber knocker brawl against Tai Tuivasa. This was Gane getting an absolute heavy bag to like style on. in his Paris main event. But Tai showed up and was gritty, was extremely durable, and like turned it into like a low-key war, which I'll always respect Tai for, because it was you were a sacrificial lamb, let's get that straight, but made it fun. Caught Gane slipping. Gane made like a tiny error in the footwork, and Tuivasa dropped him, man. It's a horrible look, but it made the fight fun. His recoverability was peak, though. He got right back on Tuivasa with just fucking filthy body work. Like, it's like Gane knew the perfect abilities to go for, like the big bag of pudding that is Tuivasa's midsection. He got right back on the body shots, and it sort of saved him because Tuivasa was all over him. So very fun heavyweight fight. Little pathetic that he got stung up by Tai, who barely took his career seriously, but hey, I'm not going to complain about this good old slobber knocker. This was a fun one. Not every fight needs to be technical mastery. This was Gane, like, at his violent best. He got clipped and he got hurt, but he battled back. Very fun heavyweight fight. And upcoming matchup, finally, Alex Pereira is here. Ciryl Gane is going to annoy the hell out of Pereira. He's going to be too fast to track. He's pesky, Gane is. Really, really pesky in there. And Pereira's either going to fall behind on volume, like what happened in the first fight with Alex Pereira, or Ankalaev, rather, who had options. He could go to clinch. He could go to takedown. And he low-key outstruck Pereira. I don't care if it was like injured Pereira or sick Pereira or whatever excuses he cooked up, but Gane can get takedowns. Just because Alex is bigger, guys, doesn't mean his defensive wrestling is going to improve. Like, I actually think it'll make it worse. Alex Pereira has never fought at this weight before. He's never trained with someone as fast and as strong as Gane. And with every day that's gone by since I first heard about this fight, I've become more and more confident with Ciryl Gane. He opened as a -200 favorite. Take that for what you will. It's finally fight week, their pick'em, their coin flip. If you want more details on this fight, here are my final stats for both of them. We've done a few breakdowns, a few videos on these two now, and I've finally had the time to get all of this correct for you guys. Ciryl Gane is going to keep on doing what he's been doing, and that's ruining our fun. He destroyed Aspinall's career. He's going to destroy Triple Champ Pereira as well. We don't deserve nice things according to him. As always, thank you guys for watching, and no need to drop your favorite Ciryl Gane moments down below, because there are none.